Vaughn, how's the ankle feeling? And do you feel like if you don't practice this week, you can still maybe play on Sunday?
I mean, the old Von didn't really need practice, if you ask me. But, as I gotten older, I have I have more respect for practice and how it gets you prepared to play. But if that's all I got, is game day, I had to do it. I've been in the league 11 years. I'm in all the meetings, watching all the film, going through this week like I normally do. So if I'm not able to practice this week and I'm feeling really good on game day or even Saturday, I feel like I can still be able to do it.
So why does new Vaughn need practice more than old Vaughn?
I guess you just mature. You just mature and you just see you just see how valuable practice is. This is pro sports. You're going against another team who's practicing, who's getting ready for you, and you're not putting in the work to go practice. Just because you practice well doesn't mean you'll go out there and play. But if you don't practice well and you don't have great practices, then you're really putting yourself behind the eight ball for sure.
Do you expect to play, and is that conversation, can you arm twist your way in, and how much do you want to be out there based on how Thursday played out?
I mean, in my mind, I want to play. I want to play, every single game. The way I'm feeling today, if I can keep making these type of improvements, I feel really good about my chances. But ultimately, it's not really up to me. I felt like on Thursday, I felt like I could have went back in the game. I could have, toughed it out, taped it up, and went back out there. But ultimately, that decision is really, not up to me. It's a lot of guys that care about me. It's a lot of guys that care about, my football future. And I trust those guys with everything I got. I'm in here and I'm in here in the training room early in the morning. And I go home. I continue, the rehab process at home. I'm doing everything I possibly can do to set myself up to play on Sunday.
Stephen Weatherly said he was excited after learning from some of those great pass rushers in Minnesota to get a seat next to you in the meeting room. So you have to do all this rehab stuff. Were you able to find time to kind of coach him up a little? And
Yeah, I mean, I just do the same thing that I do with all the guys. I've never been, a closed book. All the pros and all the greats and the legends that have come before me, they've always been an open book. DeMarcus Ware, Elvis Dumerville, Sean Phillips. That's what the game is about. It's about paying it forward, and anything I have to, help anybody. They didn't even have to be on my team. I had a pass rush summit every single year. Any way I can help, this fraternity of brothers, rush the passer a lot better, and I'm up for it.
Vaughn, Peyton is going into the Ring of Fame on Sunday. What are some of your favorite memories?
That's great. All of them. I don't really know what type of, leader I would be without Peyton, and having that example of what leadership and what greatness looks like every single day. I was fortunate to, play with a lot of guys. I played with DeMarcus Ware, Brian Dawkins. Tim Tebow was an incredible leader. Champ Bailey, and then the list goes on and on and on. And Peyton Manning is definitely, at the top of that list. And you take a little bit from all of these guys, and you want to put it into yourself. You want to put in the type of player you are, the type of leader you are on and off the football field. And Peyton Manning was, he was a hell of an example for that. I'm truly blessed to, spend 4 years just sitting back and watching and playing with Peyton.
What's your favorite Peyton story?
Really just all of them, man. He's, really all of them. I can really put it in a nutshell. All the success on the football field and all the failures on the football field, he was the exact same guy. He was the exact same guy with the equipment guys, the security guys, the janitors, everybody. He took this job serious. He had purpose and intent when he came into the facility every day. It wasn't just a 9 to 5. You can tell that this was everything to him, and he put everything into it. And that's something that I want to continue to do in my career and share with all of my teammates.
Penny said yesterday, it's not time to panic, but it almost is. What is your feel of this locker room right now? Are guys still connected? Is there a sense of urgency?
I mean, if you ask me, the Ravens game, it was time to go for me. And we got a lot of different personalities and a lot of different styles of leadership. I wouldn't necessarily call it panicking, but it's time to sound the alarm. It's time to. The sense of urgency has to be at an all-time high. We can't go out here and lose. And however you want to shade it and however you want however you want to lace it up so the pressure doesn't seem, real or whatever it may be, but the pressure is real, and this is reality. We've lost 4 games in a row after winning 3. And we can't lose too many more if we want to do the team. If we want to be the team that we set out to be at the beginning of the year. If we want to go out here and win games later on in the postseason, the time is now. The time is now to win. I love those guys, but I don't really agree with that. I think the time is now to win. The sense of urgency has to be at an all-time high. Sometimes guys, lace it up so the pressure doesn't seem as heavy as it is, but. The reality of it is, we played 3 games, we won them. The last 4 games after that, we lost them. We can't really afford to lose, any more games. We got to start doing it right now, this week, and it starts with the Washington Redskins. You know what? As I mature and I spend another year in the National Football League, you can't really get caught up on what's the right thing to say or saying the right thing or saying the wrong thing. All of us, we've played big time ball. We've all been leaders in one locker room or another. We know what great teams look like. We know what bad teams look like. And with me, especially this year, I don't really get caught up on saying the right thing. I'm gonna say what I feel needs to be said. And no, my play is not perfect. I still have bad plays that I'll put out there, but that's not gonna silence me. That's not gonna silence me from saying what's right. I played on hella teams. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. I've won before. These guys haven't won before. Nobody's gonna silence me on saying the right thing. Nobody's gonna silence me on try to increase the sense of urgency when we out here. Like you said, it's always, sometimes it's 2021. You can say anything and, somebody might take offense to it, But here in the locker room with all of these grown-ass men, you can't really get caught up on the right thing to say or the wrong thing to say. You just got to say it, and you just got to keep it going. If it's coming from your heart and it's true and it's real and it's reality, you just got to say it, and you just got to keep on moving. That's the only thing that's going to get us out of the hole that we're in.
When you say that stuff to your team right now, them kind of responding to it the way you hope they'll respond to it?
You don't see it immediately, but I know what I'm saying and what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I know when I pull a guy to the side and I talk to him, I know when I talk to the defense or whoever it is, I know I'm speaking the truth. And maybe that seed might not blossom this week. Maybe it might take a couple of weeks. Maybe maybe it might be 2 years down the road. Maybe it might be 3. Maybe it might be after my career, and that seed might blossom. But I'm gonna say what needs to be said when I feel like it needs to be said. And just because I have 1 or 2 plays, out here that aren't perfect plays, it's not gonna silence me. Everybody has bad plays, from Tom Brady, Peyton Manning to everybody. And just because I have a bad play doesn't silence me. And I'm gonna say what I need to be said. They voted me captain for a reason, and I'm gonna continue to uphold my duty to be a captain on this football team 100%.
Well, I don't know. Did you see, I've been on social media these days, but Myles Garrett's tombstone's a QB he sacked in his front yard, and then Bruce Smith did a tombstone for every QB he sacked. Did you see it? What do you think?
I thought it.
Copy it?
Yeah, no, it's already done with. No, I can't. I can't do it now. Myles Garrett that was a great idea that Myles Garrett had, and Bruce Smith, and you see all the quarterbacks and you see all the tombstones. He's the all-time sack leader. It was incredible to see that. But those were 2 great ideas, and they beat me to it. That was a great. I can't jump on a bandwagon. They beat me to it. That was a great idea. Both of those guys are awesome for that.
Young Vaughn and old Vaughn, your career's been about the mountaintop, about winning titles and chasing titles.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought, would I be comfortable in a rebuild if that ever happened, or a place that was starting over as you get older and you see guys turn over? It happens in this league. It happens to the best guys.
I can't really control. I can't really control any of that. I'm here with these guys, and I love these guys. Whether we lose or not. I can say that first. All of these coaches and all of these equipment managers and the media guys and everybody. I genuinely love these guys. I spend more time here with these guys than anybody else, and that's throughout the last 11 years. And while I'm here, while my key card still works, and while I'm a Denver Bronco, I'm gonna continue to keep trying to fix it. I'm gonna continue to try to, do my part to put us back on the mountaintop. I'm gonna continue to try to be the type of franchise that this franchise has been historically. I'm gonna continue to do that. I go to sleep trying to do it. I wake up trying to do it, and I'm gonna keep doing it till, I'm not here anymore. And I can't really, think about the future. Thinking about the future, it takes away from right now. It takes away from the present moment, the things that I have to do right now. I love being a Denver Bronco. I love, being a part of this defense. All of these guys on these teams, I've seen them come in as rookies, and I see them now like a Justin Simmons. It's new rookies that come in like Patrick Surtain that you're super excited about, and you want to be a part of his career as he blossoms and does amazing things in his career. Came in with Bradley Chubb, and I want to continue to keep that brotherhood. So I really don't think about it being a rebuilding year. Honestly, my mind works in weird ways, right? So I'm looking at our 4 losses. And I'm like, man, it looks bad on paper, but if we just win 2 of those games, like we at the head of the AFC conference, just 2 of those games. The Ravens that got away from us. The Raiders that got away from us too. But if we could beat the Pittsburgh Steelers or go out here and beat the Browns, both of those games, like it's a totally different complexion of this team, and that's where I choose to keep my mind.
What kind of a boost does Jerry Jeudy's return give to this team?
It's great. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, he's one of a kind. Those Alabama guys, I know we beat them, but they got a lot of talent over there, and we got 3 of those guys on our team, and they're both. All 3 of those guys are super talented, and just having a Jerry Jeudy on the field, it just changes, the complexion of everything. We got Cortland Sutton, we got Tim Patrick, we got Noah Fant, Albert O, Jerry Jeudy, and I feel like that just changes our team. You can't cover him one-on-one. You can't cover Cortland one-on-one either. And it should make Teddy's job a whole lot easier, and I'm excited to have Jerry Jeudy back for sure. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.